Hey guys, it's Caitlin from Homegrown Hopes, and today I'm going to take you on a quick tour of my raised bed gardens in the last week of May in western North Carolina. This is an overall view of the garden. We ended up pulling all of our raised beds out last fall when we moved, and this is the new setup. We have 2 large beds on both ends, 4 smaller beds in the center, and then I have some tomato buckets in the very center and potato buckets on the other end. If you'd like to see how I set this garden up, why I chose this location, and the layout, you can watch my last video, and I'll put a little link to it at the top. We'll start with this bed down here on the end. We have okra. This is actually an heirloom variety of okra that's supposed to be spineless. My friend gave to me. I hate picking okra because it's just so prickly. Okra and cucumbers. Love to eat them, hate to pick them. So I'm really excited to try this new variety this year. And then in the center we have some loofah that I planted that's probably going to have to be moved because it needs to trellis. And Blue Lake bush beans down this side. Love green beans. The first year that we had a garden, we had I don't even know, 7 rows, really long rows of green beans, and I picked green beans till I never wanted to pick them again. So this is about all that I want to plant of that. Here we have nasturtium. I have never grown these before, but I'm very intrigued by edible flowers. This whole bed I'm calling the tea garden, which sounds so fancy. Really, it's just that I've planted chamomile that the groundhogs have eaten most of the flower tops off of. You can see a couple of buds there. And then I have calendula, which I would love to use to make my own salves. I have lots of hopes and dreams here. If nothing turns out, at least they're very pretty. And here we have my carrots and onions. This is probably my favorite bed. I don't know why. I'm just so excited that they're doing so well. I've always struggled with carrots, but they are like one of my very favorite things to pick. Pretty much any root veggie. But I've really been intentional this year, gone through, really thinning them out. And I've planted 3 different varieties of onions. We've got red onions, sweet onions, and then just white. I don't know what happened to that one. Probably another dang groundhog. But yeah, I'm so excited. Those carrots, they look so pretty. And then we have lovely tomatoes. I have all different varieties. The very first ones you see on the end are Cherokee Purple. Then we have Wood's Famous Brimmer. No idea what that is. Brandywine, and then these are Brad's Atomic Grape tomatoes on the end. A friend grew these. They have an awesome garden, and I was able to get some starts from them. I see lots of tomato pie in my future. And then we have what was once a beautiful bed of beets before the groundhogs demolished them. They're living in the ditch by my garden, and they're wreaking havoc. In this bed you can see the poor sad beets on one side, radishes on the other end that the groundhogs seem to want nothing to do with, and then on the far side is potatoes. How gorgeous is the garden? I think radishes are just so beautiful. I have a really easy recipe for fermented radishes, and I'll put a link at the top of this video, but I'm going to try out some new recipes this year because I love growing them. They're just so easy. And here's those potatoes I mentioned. If you saw my video last month, I shared how to plant potatoes in containers, and I'll put that in the description of the video also, but I didn't have enough containers, so I ended up planting some in ground also. They've been healed a couple of times and they're looking really good. our new little strawberry patch. We had such a thriving strawberry bed before we moved, and they just didn't really make it through the move. So we're starting fresh. Strawberries on one end, asparagus on the other. I'm loving my little raised bed gardens, and I can't wait to see what comes out of this space this year.